going to be doing worm compost or vermicompost tea. As you know, worm compost is one of the healthiest amendments that you can add to the soil in your garden and your flower beds and what have you. And making the tea is pretty simple, and it only requires a few items to get. So what you'll need to do this is a regular 5-gallon paint bucket. You want some liquid molasses. Make sure that the molasses is unsulfured. Pretty important. You'll need what's called airline tubing, which is the same tubing that you would use in a regular fish tank or aquarium. I have 8 feet here, which is more than what I need. Attached to the airline tubing is a couple of what's called air stones. They will go and attach to the tubing and provide a lot of the airflow. And of course, a aquarium pump. This particular one is pretty simple. It's got ports for 2 tubes. You'll need some kind of strainer to hold the compost in. This is really neat. This is actually a paint strainer that actually fits on top of a bucket. It's really neat. What's cool about it is this particular strainer has an elastic top on it, which is easier, so you can kind of go and put it together like that and hold the next item, which of course is your worm compost. And you're going to need about 3 ounces of this per gallon. You can be flexible on that, but I'm using about 3 ounces times 5 gallons, so you're looking at 14, 15 solid ounces of the worm compost. And you don't have to use one of these, but you have to have a way to clamp or attach the compost to the side of your bucket. And I just figured I'd use one of these regular hardware clamps. You can also use a nylon stocking for this. You just need something with a very fine mesh that will hold the compost in the pouch without getting out into allowing the larger pieces and stuff to go out into the water. Alright, to get this started, we will put our compost into our bag. That. Tea brewing on a larger scale. And I've already got my airline tubing put into the pump. I noticed that when I had these running earlier, they had a habit of floating to the top of the water. One thing I found that might fix that for you is if you have a couple of bolts lying around, you can use these. And so what I would do is string the bolt on first. Two air stones. Ready to plug it in. So the air stones are providing quite a bit of airflow and bubble activity, as you can see, and that's definitely going to help when you're wanting to move everything around. It basically feeds the microbes, and the other thing that's going to be feeding the microbes is, as I said, the molasses. You're basically going to use 1 tablespoon of this molasses Again, doesn't have to be exact. The molasses is food for the microbes and all the good stuff that are in the compost. And you can pretty much put it in any time, but I go ahead and just put it in so I haven't forgotten about it. And that's pretty much it for now. We're going to let this go for at least 24 hours. You probably would want to do it for more like 48 hours, a couple days, to let it really start brewing for a while. So let's let that go for a little bit and we will check back after it's done. So it's been about 2 days and our vermicompost tea has brewed nicely. Our water is nice and dark. Everything is filtered out and all the good stuff is in our water, so we are ready to shut off the pump and your tea is good to go and ready to use.